Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game Esoterica, and a completely random episode for us on a Thursday afternoon, but I really wanted to make this and talk about just how much of a disaster the PlayStation 5 pre-order ended up turning out to be. Because Sony had their event yesterday, I'm sure you all read about it, what games are coming out for the console on launch date, what was going to come out afterwards, and then the price, and then when you could pre-order it. And Sony made a very specific declaration on when you could pre-order that, and that was going to be today, Thursday. Now, they didn't tell you what select retail partners meant, and they didn't tell you a time, so it was definitely pretty cryptic, but they did send a tweet out that we're looking at right now, and it says PS5 pre-orders will be available starting as early as tomorrow at select retailers. And that was at 4:04 p.m. yesterday. And somehow, all the consoles came available for pre-order last night at like 10 o'clock at night, and they were gone within minutes. And I just don't understand this sort of thing, and I don't really care that much about getting a launch day console. I didn't get a launch day console for the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. The only console I ordered for launch day was the Switch, and that was really easy to do. Nintendo said pre-orders go live at 5 a.m. I was on a train heading to work. I opened up my phone, pre-ordered it. No big deal. But somehow Sony managed to completely botch their rollout of this console, and I don't understand why a company that has so much goodwill would do something like this. When you set a date and you set a time, to me that means, hey, I can wake up in the morning and try to pre-order one. I was going to if I could, but if I didn't get one, I wasn't too worried about it. I'll find one on launch day, or I'll see one at Target or Amazon randomly, and I'll just pick it up. It doesn't really hurt me that much, but joking aside, taking a look at a calendar, 4/06, September 16th, they will be available tomorrow. Now, if we take a look at a basic calendar, tomorrow is Thursday the 17th, but yet all the pre-orders were gone well before midnight. And it's kind of frustrating that Sony would just set a date and then completely ignore it, because a lot of fans out there were looking forward to this console. This is going to be a hot Christmas item, and now people are going to be struggling to find it, all because Sony just decided to jump their own gun, set a date, set a time, and then completely ignore it. I mean, the launch lineup looks good. I mean, you have a new Final Fantasy coming. I'll definitely play that. The new Resident Evil Village trailer looked pretty promising. I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan, but I'll definitely check it out at some point in time. And Hogwarts Legacy, I mean, I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan either. If the game's cheap, I'll check it out. But some stuff, like $70 remaster of Demon's Souls, that game's come out on everything, and now they're asking $70 for it. That was really surprising to me, and I think that's going to be an issue with the next generation of systems, that extra $10. If it's a brand new AAA game, I don't mind it so much, but $70 for a remake of a game that's been out on pretty much every platform ever really struck me as odd. But the most frustrating thing to me is just what this sort of thing ends up causing in the markets as far as these games are concerned. I have a friend in Arizona. He's been working from home since February, and he really just wanted to switch. And you can see here on GameStop, on Target, on Amazon, on Walmart, the PlayStation 5 is 100% gone. But he wanted to switch to play games with his fiance because he had a lot of downtime. And he couldn't find one to buy on Amazon, at Target, at Walmart. Nowhere could he find one, and he ended up going on Facebook Marketplace and paying $550 for a $300 console. And if you take a look at eBay, it is absolutely flooded this morning with consoles selling for $800, $900, $1,000, and this just ruins the hobby sometimes to me. I'd love to know what you guys think down below. I don't want to just yell into the ether. Tell me how you feel about this. What did Sony do right? What did Sony do wrong? Did you get a console? Did you not get a console? Did you try? I am really curious what's going on, because I'm not some gigantic Marxist economist. I don't have, a poster of Lenin or Stalin in my bedroom. I understand how the open, free market works. But this upselling of consoles just drives me absolutely insane. Because to me, each one of these consoles, like a Switch, look at this photo here, the guy has 16 of them. These represent to me a kid who wants something for Christmas who's not going to get it. Some parent out there is going to want to get their kid an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5 and put it under the Christmas tree, especially because it's been such a hard year. And they're either going to have to pay double, if not more, for it, or they're going to have to disappoint their kids and say, sorry, we couldn't find you one. Because the scalper and reseller market just ruins things like this. I'm sure a ton of the pre-orders were purchased by bots on these sites the minute it opened up, and then they instantaneously flood eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and I'm never paying $1 over what these are worth. If I want a PlayStation 5, I'll give the retailer or Sony $500 for it. That's the price they set. That's the price I personally am willing to pay, and I will not pay $1 more to a reseller. If someone got stuck with one and said, hey, it's new, give me $500 just to get out of it, I might, or I might just watch them twist in the wind trying to offload hardware that they can't. I don't understand the mindset of the reseller. And Xbox is doing their pre-order as well, and they say they start September 22nd. But again, there's no time, so you kind of have to open up your phone, open up your computer, and watch. Nintendo at least gave us a time with the Switch, and I appreciate that. And hopefully the Xbox Series X pre-orders go more smoothly, because I will try to pre-order one if I can. If I can't, no big deal. Like I said, this to me, it's really, for lack of a better term, a first world problem. If I can't get a new console on launch date, I'll just be patient and wait. But what frustrates me to no end is that there are kids out there that are just begging to have one of these systems underneath their Christmas tree. And I get it, 2020 has been a hard year. Not everyone's going to be able to afford just the retail price of it. And there's going to be some people disappointed just because. And I was trying to find the launch time for the PlayStation, or the Nintendo Switch. I said PlayStation there. And I couldn't, but I'm pretty sure it was 5 or 6 a.m. because I know I pre-ordered it on the train heading to work. But that's just what really irritates me. I don't know why Sony would do something like, say, pre-orders open up tomorrow and then let every retail partner, but they didn't even tell you which ones they were. You had to guess. It was a pretty easy guess, but even still frustrating. This just disappoints the customer base. It doesn't breed goodwill. I get it though. The retailers make their money because people order them. Sony makes their money because people order them. They don't really care if it's going to scalpers or resellers, or if it's going to somebody that actually wants to purchase the item and enjoy it and play it. So they all make their money, no big deal, perfectly fine. But you shouldn't have an article in the news the morning after saying the pre-orders turned into absolute chaos, because that's just not good PR. And not many people really know too much about me, but I worked in marketing and brand management for Burton Snowboards for a long time and dealt with a lot of this stuff, and I would never want anything to go wrong like this. And even something like Super Mario 3D All-Stars, it's on eBay now for $100, $120, $140. It's just a game, and some kid wants one, and he's not going to get one. And that's what really, I think, it really comes down to for me in these situations, is that some poor kid is going to have a terrible Christmas because Sony ended up launching the pre-orders a day early, even though they said Thursday, and their parents aren't going to be able to afford paying scalper prices. And that just, to me, is a big downside of our hobby. But I would really love to know what you guys think. Leave me a comment, question down below. Did you try to pre-order one? Were you successful? What do you think about Sony jumping the gun by an entire day? And this is probably the last time I'll make a video like this, because I really don't like doing current event stuff. I read it, but this is clearly not the channel. But I've never seen as big of a disaster of a launch for a pre-order of a console than I saw with the PlayStation 5 last night. And it just puts a sour taste in my mouth, and I was going to try to pre-order one, I didn't get one. It doesn't really bother me too much. I don't need it. It's not essential to my life. But I do think about, like I said, again, the kids out there that want one, that aren't going to be able to get one because scalpers and resellers flood the pre-orders, get everything they can, and then just dump it on eBay and try to make twice their money. If that's your entire income stream, if that's how you make your cash, I'm sure you're proud of yourself, but I think it's just really low move that I do not support. But that's it. I just felt like yelling into the wind this morning. Let me know what you guys think below. We'll see you guys tomorrow with an episode on our regular series, and we can stop talking about all this dumb stuff. See ya.